So, as a continuation of the Kabbalistic healing of Rabbi Chaim Palagi, the Segulah of Rabbi Chaim Palagi, or tikkunim for plagues. So, Rabbi Chaim Palagi says, we already spoke about it, but brings it again, writes it again, so we'll speak about it again. To give tzedakah and to learn Torah is the simple and best protection for any harm and death. Okay? And in his time, in the time of Rabbi Chaim Palagi, they had a certain plague there, and then he did a tikkun of taking 4,000 coins for charity from the congregation. He collected from the congregation, and he bought with that flour for bread for poor people, to give like flour to the poor people that they will have bread to eat, and that stopped the plague. After he did it, the plague left his city. Okay, he was the rabbi of Izmir. Yeah, and then 6 months there was like almost no one died, just like other sicknesses, not that plague. And that's and he's saying like thank you to Hashem that gave him this understanding of what he had to do and how he had to do it. I'm assuming he didn't speak about it here, but I'm assuming that when he was collecting the money, he was probably doing like pidyon nefesh and then buy the flour with it and give it to the poor people. That is the way to do that.
Do we think there's any significance to the number of 4,000 gold
What?
coins? Do we think there's any significance to the number of 4,000 gold coins, or is that just like...
He didn't say gold coins. He said like 4,000
That's
coins.
just how many he got, or like there's some significance to it?
Probably there is significance to it. He's mentioning it, so probably there is significance to it. Anyhow, he says something here that is also related in our time, that usually when there is plagues in the world, so like the finance of people are like going down, all the markets are like
Finances.
all the markets are falling down. All the markets are falling down, so people are in a financial crisis. Most of the people today also are within financial crisis. So to support poor people when the world is in a state of financial crisis, so obviously the tzedakah that is given in this time is much more meaningful, because it's harder for the person that it gives. You have to support himself, and he feels that he doesn't have enough for himself or his family, so to take from himself and to give to others in a case like that, and also for the person that is receiving, it's more significant because he really needs it. He doesn't have income. So to give charity in those times, it becomes to be much more significant.
So the reward there's more rewards.
Obviously there is more reward. When it's more meaningful, there's more reward. So Bezrat Hashem will give us the means to be able to support as much as people that Hashem wants us to support, and Bezrat Hashem that no one will need the support, that everybody will have to sustain themselves and to give others, that it will be the whole world will be full of abundance. Okay, I don't know if is that a real blessing to say that no one will need money, but so like how can we have tzedakah? Tzedakah is so important, but like. So we don't wish anyone that he will be those that needs the tzedakah, but we need to have poor people that to have the mitzvah of tzedakah, right? So that's also what it says in the Gemara. Lo yichdal ha'evyon mikerev haaretz, that there will, even in Yemot HaMashiach, there will still be poor people to give the rich people the merit to support them. So that's what they said, that the poor people they're doing more charity with the rich people than what the rich people are doing charity with the poor people, because when the poor person is ready to receive the tzedakah, it's giving such a tremendous reward, zchut, merit to the person that gives him the tzedakah. So he's doing much more. The act that he's doing is much more meaningful than the rich person that gives the charity. That's the view of the sages for that, with the help of Hashem.